House Speaker Kevin McCarthy saying he's going to be working in D.C. throughout the weekend to try to get a debt deal done before the deadline next week. Joining us right now with what it means for the markets, which so far are hanging in there. Courtney Rosenberger is a managing director of policy research at Strategas, a Baird company. Good morning. We've been asking the same question basically every morning now for the last several weeks, but we are now closer. What's your handicap for a deal getting done, let's say, before everybody actually does get back from the 3-day weekend?
Yeah, morning. Thank you for having me. We're optimistic that we can get a deal. I think that we could get a deal as early as today in terms of a handshake agreement. But then, of course, we have to go through the process. We anticipate that conservative Republicans are going to demand that 72-hour review period. So likely not having a vote until, as you said, they get back probably Tuesday or Wednesday. At least.
And what's the chance that that goes haywire? Meaning, and will the markets respond? So far, everybody's, there's been, I don't want to say cool as a cucumber, but almost, because I think there's always been this expectation that you get to 1 minute to midnight and everybody reaches a deal. But do we have to get to a point where the markets are effectively saying something to Washington for them to actually do what needs to get done?
I think I think Fitch and the credit agencies coming out and putting the U.S. on credit watch, that could have been that motivating factor to get people to the table, take it seriously and get a deal. Default, though, is in no party's interest. So there was an incentive for them to get something done, before the cash flow or before Treasury General account hit zero. I would say I think that there's going to be some negative headlines because there's going to be headlines that the deal that's being struck is not enough for conservative Republicans or it's too much for some of the Democrats. But I think it's really important to emphasize this is going to be a coalition of the willing. This is going to be the moderates in both chambers getting this done. McCarthy does not need 222 House GOP votes. He just needs a majority of his majority. In 2011, Republicans lost 66 votes in the House. From their party, they still got this passed. In the Senate, they lost Democratic votes. They still got it passed in 2011.
Courtney, obviously, the big headline is going to be whether we just get to the other side of this. But there's going to be a whole bunch of sub-headlines within this story about, what was really compromised on and the implications of that. Is there anything in there that you think that those in the market need to be paying attention to?
Yeah, I think one of the big compromises that we're seeing, at least emerging in the early reporting of the deal, is on defense spending. So it's looking like defense spending is still going to have a 3% increase next year. That's in line with President Biden's budget. I think that's going to be potentially a surprise if that is firmed up, because you had defense, especially with the speakership debate, when some of the House Freedom Caucus members were saying that they wanted cuts to everything, including defense. You had defense really underperforming, and it has continued to underperform. And that could actually be a positive factor here for some of those stocks.
So if you're a Lockheed or a Boeing, even after that 60 Minutes piece about them fleecing everybody, you're going to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, there's still money coming into them. I mean, at this point, given where geopolitics are, the fact that really in Washington being hawkish on China, emphasizing national security over economic efficiency, defense, it's tough to be, not bullish there.
Hey, Courtney, I know that they don't need their entire caucus, the Republicans, to vote yes, but Speaker McCarthy has to be a little concerned about cutting a deal that alienates too much of his caucus, the Freedom Caucus and beyond, for an extended period of time, because he now has this one vote. One member can say that they want to vote to decide whether to throw him out. And there's been talk that moderate Democrats are kind of coming up with a way to say, if that happens, we'll support you. But they're not going to support him for forever. They're going to support him for the immediate term, and then he still has to deal with his caucus. So does that make this different from 2011? John Boehner had a much tighter grip on his caucus.
I think in terms of what really makes us different from 2011 is just the narrow majority that Speaker McCarthy is dealing with. He's dealing with a much more narrow majority. Certainly, there's a risk, as you said, only one member is needed to bring up the motion. But I think that McCarthy is going to be able to, for as moderate as this deal is relative to what Republicans' opening negotiation point is, I think he is going to be able to point to some wins here. One of those could be on work requirements. That's kind of that last sticking factor that we're really watching. It could be that he ends up getting work requirements on TANF. He can take that as a win. Getting defense spending increase for most of the Republican caucus, that's going to be a win. And he is getting budget cuts. He is getting Democrats to negotiate on this, something that Democrats said that they were not going to do. So I think that he has enough for the most of his caucus to be able to take this as a win. And again, DC is about negotiations. Avoiding a default is the most important thing, and he can take that to his caucus as well.
Courtney, I want to thank you. I'm taking the defense headline away. I think that's an interesting one.